Okie dokie. Going. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Go that way. Start that. Hello. Make sure we start tapping as we come in, please. Thank you for the raid on Twitch. Thank you, Craig. You were here first, Audie. When you want to leave, discouraged and resign, that's what they want you to do. Their way. If we keep on repeating, hi Sparky, blaze like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. We just keep fighting. We will win back and restore it. Welcome in, Raiders. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Make sure that text is... I need to move that a little bit over here on Twitch. Hold on, sorry. Took away my little frame. It was too busy for me. I was tired of it, and I'm gonna mess with shit later because I can't help myself, and I have to. Where's the chat? Thank you. I need to move it just a tad bit, just like that. Okay. So, I'm back. Thank you guys, by the way, for all of the well wishes on Friday. I just felt terrible. Like, I really, really did. my kids caught something, and thank you, Trademark, so much. Thank you. Trademark, lighten up that gift gallery already. And thank you, Olive Raiders, for coming in. My kids had caught something, and they were stuffy and sounded gross, but they were just like moving along. So I thought, okay, I caught it. It's not going to be that big a deal. No, because I woke up on Friday and felt like I got hit with a freight train. So I just couldn't even function. So I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you to everybody who reached out to me to check on me. You guys checked on me directly. You guys checked on me through my community, through Olive, and I appreciate that so, so much. I am feeling so much better. I don't sound great, but I feel much better. I just have some like chest stuff left and some sinus stuff, but like so much better than I did. Like I said, I spent my Friday in and out of consciousness on the couch, and I got to watch Death Note, which I'd never seen. So that was fun. I got to do that with my brothers. So yeah, we're back. Back on our bullshit. It is midterm Monday. It is also May the 4th. If you are a nerd like me and you understand what the rebellion was and what it means and why we do what we do, May the 4th be with you, because it is that day. So make sure you get in all of your nerdy stuff. Watch the Clone Wars, which takes forever. Watch the movies. You can watch them in machete order if you want to. So do whatever you will. And if you want to have a Star Wars discussion, that would be another day, because I can go on for hours about how they had so many chances to not fuck this up, and they did. But anyway, as we get going, make sure we are on TikTok, tapping that screen, sharing the live, doing your daily heart me if you have not done so. I would appreciate it so much. As you can see, Trademark started hitting big things in the gift gallery. Thank you so much. I think I dropped in the gift gallery rankings, which sucks. That is what it is. But so if we could get those accomplished, if you click my little profile picture, and it should say D1, I think is where I'm at again. Gift gallery. If you could accomplish those, that's awesome. I have the little roses up there. If we could get those accomplished, it helps push us onto the algorithm. Again, I am always looking to have conversations, but if we don't, we all know I have an outline that we did not get to finish on Thursday that we're going to go through. So we're definitely going to do that. Absolutely. I have my goal that I have every single day. We have already gotten it down to 80, but let me correct myself, because as I was sitting here, so we were getting the day started. Monday, thank you, Monday, so much for the $40 on PayPal for Get Done Soon and Take Care of Yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So guys, we are starting the day right at the start of the day. At $40 left in the goal. So if we could get that accomplished, I would appreciate it so, so, so much, guys. This is my job. This is how I pay my bills. I've told you before, we were saving to do a trade-in on my car. On the title, we still have not received. That's a whole other issue. We're still going to have to get my title because the car is paid off. But my car is not running. My car is just in the garage. It's not running. We have tried to fix it. We have poured money into it, and it's just not running. So we thought about looking into getting a new car and saving for that. But at this point, we might honestly use this money to try and fix it again. So I appreciate that. Whatever you guys are willing to give, it does help. Now we're going to try it, because my car's a 2017. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to fucking fix this car. So, and if you know about cars, reach out to me, because I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. But thank you. I appreciate it so much, your guys' support. But it's midterm Monday. Let me get my work wife up here and we can get started today. Wait, hello. Oh my God. And I do apologize for the sounds. I will try to mute as best I can, but I cannot guarantee you anything.
Nah, suck it up. No, I'm kidding.
Suck it up, Buttercup. All right. Since it's midterm Monday, we're going to start with what we always start with, which is our handy dandy notebook, Ballotpedia. Ballotpedia election calendar. Again, this is available for anybody if you want to go look up. Maybe you want to find out if there are things. There are quite a few elections tomorrow, okay? So we're going to go over those. I run them through like a list. Probably ain't got no gas. Look, W, Trademark, thank you so much. Howdy there. I've had mechanics come look at it, to be clear. We've replaced hoses. We've replaced water tanks. Now the exhaust is smoking. My husband thinks he knows what might be wrong with that, so I think he's going to try and fix that today. He spent the entire day yesterday fixing my mom's car, which was fun. My mom spent a shit ton of money to get her car back working. It's been a time. It's been a weekend. All right, so we will run through this. I run it through like a list. Just try and pay attention depending on your state. Maybe you do have elections coming up that you should be aware of. Again, local elections are just as important as federal elections. So let's make sure we're paying attention to that. So In California, if you're in Riverside County, okay, this is all for May 5th for tomorrow. Riverside County, Duluth Community Services District, California, you have a special ballot measure election tomorrow. Florida, you have Florida elections tomorrow. Indiana statewide primary election tomorrow. Mitch, so your guys that's your primary, so pay attention because that's early. Some of us have later ones, like ours is in June here in Colorado, but statewide primary in Indiana tomorrow. Michigan, if you are in Columbus or St. Clair County, Kimberly Ketzel recall election. Michigan, Elmwood, Tuscola County, Brinkman, Laurie, and Brown recall election. And then Michigan, you also have just local elections as well. Michigan State Senate District 35, special general election for Michigan State Senate District 35. Montana, you have Montana local elections. Ohio statewide primary election is tomorrow. Ohio has special primary election for U.S. Senate, Ohio, and 8th District Court of Appeals. South Carolina local elections. Tennessee, Clarksville, Montgomery County School System. Montgomery County School System primary is tomorrow. Tennessee, Hamilton. You guys have a lot of school ones tomorrow. Hamilton County Schools primary tomorrow. Tennessee, Knox County Schools primary tomorrow. Tennessee, Memphis Shelby County Schools tomorrow. Tennessee, Metropolitan Nashville Public Schools primary tomorrow. Tennessee, Nashville Consolidated City County primary tomorrow. Tennessee, Rutherford County Schools primary is tomorrow. Tennessee, Shelby County primary election. Tennessee, Williamson County Schools primary is tomorrow. And then you have Wyoming. Wyoming has local elections tomorrow. And then May 9th, okay, so Saturday, May 9th, Delaware has local elections as well. So if you have not voted, in those and you are in those districts or those are your, I will always advocate for school elections so much. These people will try to get on your boards of your school. They will try.
Well, especially in places like specifically Williamson County, Nashville County, Nashville Consolidated, et cetera, et cetera. I want people to know, especially if you live in those areas. I used to work in Williamson County. And before I left working there, they voted on dismantling funding for IEPs and 504s. So I want anyone here in Tennessee who is going to go vote for their school boards, make sure when you look into certain people, you know exactly where they're standing on certain things. And it's ironic you say that because now there's a school bus just driving around and I don't know what the fuck it's doing.
Like, I will always say that there is... I will always talk about the story about last election, 2024. We had locally here in our school district, we have 3 people running. None of their children were in our district. They were asked if they would move to this district if elected onto the board. They said no. All 3 of them had ties to Moms for Liberty. So just... they talked about their, oh my God, I'll have to find the clips because I watched it. They had their questions, like for the city council, like the city council was asking them questions from the people during the election cycle. And they talked about like children, like girls, young girls, and their dress and how it's distracting to men. Like it was wild. And we were able to keep them out of our school board, but you have to be able to pay attention and focus and know that they are even trying to do that. So just, just keep up to date. That's why we do midterm Mondays. That's why we talk about it every single day. Make sure you're keeping up to date on that, okay? So guys, make sure we are doing all of the good things this morning. We will get into our outline here. So tap that screen. Share the live out. I am multi-streaming, so I am over on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch, I see you guys over there. Hello, my lovelies. And on YouTube, I see you guys as well. We're slowly getting numbers over there. If you could hit that thumbs up button over on YouTube, I would appreciate it. That does help push us over there. And you can subscribe for free. You can become a member. You can send super chats. All of those things that do help support me. And even if you're hate watching, it does help because sometimes the chat goes too fast and I can't see your messages. If you're over on Twitch, you can follow or you can subscribe. There are stickers over there that you get to share once you become a member over there. If you have Prime, if you pay for Prime, you get 1 free Prime sub a month. And if you use it for me, that would be wonderful. I would appreciate it.
I also want anyone who is available who is a mod for Monty for Tube. Our lead commander, Justin, said he has to step away for a little bit. So if you are available to do so, go ahead and jump over there just in case. We
Yeah.
always need people on standby.
Now remember, mods over there on Tubes, they can insult me. They can call me names. They do not get to slur. Okay? And yes, you can be a little petty with them if you want to mute them for like whatever, 5 seconds just to be petty. You can do that. That's totally fine. But I don't ban, I don't mute unless you're like really
Casey's
using
there.
slurs. Casey is
Sorry,
over
I got
there.
excited. I see Casey.
Audie, you are the OG sub for Twitch. This is true. Okay, so we're gonna get into some news first, and then I am gonna try to finish. I know we didn't get to finish. We got like halfway through. I'm gonna try to finish the Hegseth portion because I just think it's important. This man is like in charge of what's going on in the war in Iran right now. And it's a big deal. But we're gonna go through the news first. So let's go through. You guys did not have a good weekend, at all. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani in critical condition with pneumonia, spokesperson says. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is hospitalized in critical but stable condition as he recovers from pneumonia, his spokesperson said. Mayor Giuliani is a fighter who has faced every challenge in his life with unwavering strength, and he's fighting with that same level of strength as we speak, spokesperson Ted Goodman said Sunday in a statement on X. Goodman said in an update Monday that Giuliani, 81, is recovering from pneumonia. He said the former mayor was previously diagnosed with restrictive airway disease after 9/11. The condition adds complications to any respiratory illness, and the virus quickly overwhelmed his body, requiring mechanical ventilation to maintain adequate oxygen and stabilize his condition, Goodman said, adding Giuliani is now breathing on his own. Okay, so the witches are getting closer. But the thing is that Donald Trump decided. Oh, what? Yes.
I saw a person that said on the day that it happens for Giuliani, it better not be a press release. It needs to be like a press event at Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
Oh my god, go away.
I think it should be a drag show.
It could be a drag show. But Donald Trump decided that it's the Democrats' fault, I guess. Our fabulous Rudy Giuliani, a true warrior and the best mayor in the history of New York City by far, has been hospitalized and is in critical condition. What a tragedy that he was treated so badly by the radical left lunatics Democrats, and he was right about everything. They cheated on the elections, no proof, fabricated hundreds of stories, did anything possible to destroy our nation, and now look at Rudy, so sad. It's the Democrats' fault? The Democrats put him in the hospital with pneumonia? Yeah, LaGuardia would like a word.
It's all the sneezing we did, I guess.
Yeah, we gave him pneumonia, I guess. I didn't know that we could do that. Oh, I didn't put that over here. Fuck. Eli sent me that sound. I didn't do fucking shit. I'm sorry that he's 81 and old. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with me?
I think this should just be a friendly reminder. No matter who you are, no matter, your age, everyone should be taking care of themselves. Wash your hands, maybe get vaccinated for different disease. I don't know, maybe. Just take care of yourself.
All right. Let's move to this one. You guys you guys are not having a good weekend or a good start to the week. I just want you to know. MAGA influencer Craig Long arrested in human trafficking sting after recently posing with Trump at a UFC event. Oh no.
I saw that. And I was gonna talk about it, but I was just like, I don't maybe not.
A major controversy erupted online after MAGA fitness influencer Craig Long was arrested during a human trafficking sting operation just weeks after being photographed with Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. at a UFC event in Miami. Authorities announced the arrest during a press conference that quickly went viral, especially after police publicly highlighted Long's large social media following, his past criminal record, and his proximity to high-profile political figures. I'm going to play that clip. Oh, actually, they might have it. I might play it on theirs, but authorities say Long had previously turned his life around. He was a previous felon who straightened up really what we want to see in life. Now he's an influencer. He moves in big circles, even with the president. So yeah, obviously him taking a picture with Donald Trump was going to be a huge story, because are we shocked? No, because, Donald Trump. So let's see, I'll play this one. Maybe. Come on, there we go.
Then there's Craig Long we arrested. He's 41. Some of you may recognize him. He's an influencer. He also owns Craig Long Fitness in Tampa. He was seeking the services of a prostitute.
I didn't say that. The Blue Baron. I read the article that is connecting him to Trump. I never said the words he was close to the president. Like, as my personal opinion. Didn't say that. My issue is that men like him, we've seen that with Conor McGregor. We've seen it with multiple men. Mike Tyson. How many more men are getting, because of their power and influence, terrible men are getting access to the presidency? I think that's the problem. I'm not even putting that on Trump. I'm saying that's a societal issue. That's a societal issue. Is people like Craig Long, people like Conor McGregor, people like Mike Tyson, why are they having such influence to be able to reach the president of the United States when these people are harmful? We can talk about the amount of people from January 6th that he pardoned and how many of them have also been arrested for trafficking or for harming minors, but...
Did I tell you that he's married? That he's got 125 followers on Instagram, 568 followers on TikTok? Well, I'm going to give him some content for his social media today. He was a previous felon who straightened up. Really what we want to see in life. Now he's an influencer. He moves in big circles.
I feel like he got that wrong. 125. I feel like he got that wrong. Maybe he meant 1,000.
Even with the president. This is a photograph with the president and his son not long ago. Now, we like to see people who make mistakes early in life, and he had a long history straighten up. We like the fact that
he meant 1,000. On TikTok, he had over 560,000 followers. Instagram, 125,000. YouTube, over 80,000 subscribers.
Likes the cops. Heck, he liked them so much, he got caught up in a sting and got to be up and real close with the cops. We asked what his attitude was. They said, he had a great attitude. He appreciates law enforcement. Well, there you go. Got arrested in a human trafficking sting. Influence that for a while.
I forgot he said that at the end. Influence that for a while. So, yeah. It's just not... Again, I wouldn't take a picture with Trump. So I'm just saying that the circle he surrounds himself with, the people he chooses to take pictures with, maybe he should look into that. All right. Next, in way of news. Oh, I didn't turn this on. Turn the call line on. Okay. Supreme Court, thank you, Tiffany, for this morning. Supreme Court restores access to abortion pill mifepristone through telehealth, mail, and pharmacies. Why didn't they put another comma? That's going to bother me for the rest of the day. Thanks for that. The Supreme Court on Monday restored broad access to the abortion pill mifepristone, blocking a ruling that had threatened to upend one of the main ways abortions are provided across the nation. The order, signed by Justice Samuel Alito, I love that for him, again, temporarily allows women seeking abortions to obtain the pill at pharmacies or through the mail without an in-person visit to a doctor. Those rules had been in effect for several years until a federal appeals court imposed new restrictions last week. The majority of abortions in the U.S. are obtained through medications, usually a combination of mifepristone and a second drug, misoprostol. The availability of those drugs has blunted the impact of abortion bans that most Republican-led states have sought to enforce since a 2022 Supreme Court ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade. Louisiana sued to restrict access to mifepristone, asserting that its availability undermined the ban there. Some Democratic-led states have laws that seek to give legal protection to those who prescribe the drugs via telehealth to patients in states and bans. With bans, excuse me. Alito's order will remain in effect for another week while both sides respond and the court more fully considers the issue. So again, it's temporary. It's a temporary protection, which SCOTUS does a lot. They're saying, hey, you guys need to figure this the fuck out. The lower courts need to figure it out, is basically what they're saying. Okay. How do I want to do this? Let's go to some polling. We'll go to this one first, because then I can move into what I want to talk about here. So this is Harry Enton on CNN. I know, you guys are going to get mad. It's the way it is. Harry Enton on CNN talking about how the numbers are going for the GOP support of Trump and also for the independents who lean GOP, is I think how they put it, like lean conservative. And how that support is going. So we're going to watch that in just a second. Guys, make sure we're tapping that screen. I like to hit 25,000 before 10:30, which you guys have hit 25,000 just now. But let's see if we can knock that number out of the park. I think we can. I did get a visibility restriction for some reason, so make sure we're still tapping and doing all of the good things. I appreciate it so very much. Let's make sure we are supporting and getting this week started off right.
You can't get to record high disapproval with just members of the other party not liking you. So how do you get there? With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton. So we're not talking about Democrats here. Who are the people dragging down the president's approval ratings?
Who are the people who are dragging down President Trump's approval rating? We are talking about a very important block for the President of the United States. That is Republican-leaning independents. That is what's going on. Take a look here. This is the difference. Trump's approval rating at this point in terms. Independents who lean Republican versus those who are just Republicans only. Look at this among independents who lean
Okay. So we're going to do this first because we always have to. Okay. Harry Enton is a pollster, but he runs his own aggregate, but he also sources his polling, right? Yes, it's on CNN. However, his source is going to be an average or an aggregate, an average of WAPO, okay, Washington Post, ABC News, Ipsos, and Pew, okay? Those are the polls that he's pulling from. This is the average that he's getting. So we're going to look into term one and independents who lean GOP and their support versus now. And then GOP only. Obviously, we can see already that doesn't move because you guys are in a cult. We are aware. But you've actually dropped from where you were. You guys were above like 90% support. Now you guys are dropping too because there's not much that you can support. There's not much that he's doing that's beneficial for the American people at all. So you're going to have a hard time with that. And I will always say, I don't care what party you align with, you cannot win without independence. That is just a fact. That's a fact for the Republicans. That is a fact for the Democrats. You need to have independence. If they are not happy with you, you are not going to win. Oops, why'd I take him away?
Republican. Back in term number one, he was at 73% at this point in term. Down he goes, an absolute collapse now, just 53% of independents who lean Republican now approve of the President of the United States. That's very different from Republicans only. It was 83 at this point in term number one. It's 83% now, but that's a 20-point decline in his approval rating, nearly at the 50% mark, with a group that traditionally has very much been in the president's camp.
This isn't just indies. This is independents who lean Republican, people who in theory should be predisposed.
First offender, is that one recent? Because I will find it if it's recent. Do you happen to... But that's totally fine. And I wouldn't disagree with you, first offender. I would not disagree with you that CNN probably has a poll that shows Democrats have the lowest approval rating going into the midterms in history. That's probably true. As they should. I don't think the Democrats should have a high approval rating right now. There's not much they can do, but people aren't happy with them. But also, I have a video that I hope we can get into later if I have time of from Pod Save America where Jon Favreau talks to the chair of the DNC. And I'll eat him up because the chair of the DNC was trying to pull some political fuck shit and just saying words and not actually advocating for the party. So I don't think they should have a high approval rating. I think it should be low. The difference is, I hope the difference is that Democrats choose to do something different with their messaging, for one, because Donald Trump and the administration and the Republicans just say, everything's fine, ignore all previous commands. And also, The Democrats have a low approval rating and are still wiping the fucking floor with Republicans in special elections. So.
To like the president there. Talk more about the shift we've seen actually now this time from just a couple years ago.
Just a couple years ago. Take a look at this shift. Oh my. GOP leaning independents on Trump. In the 2024 election versus Kamala Harris, he got 91% of that vote, nearly 100, near uniformity on that one. But down he goes, down into the deep blue sea, now at 53% on the job approval rating. John, I'm not that good at math, but I believe that is a 38-point drop. A 38-point drop from where he was in the 2024 election. As I said, this is a core group for Donald Trump, and they are waving, adios amigos, goodbye. We no longer support you, President of the United States. We are going in the other direction. We're deciding to disapprove, then approve. He's just above 50% in a group that overwhelmingly supported him back in the 2024 election.
That's 18 months ago. I mean, this is a very brief period to drop that much among a group that is part of, frankly, your essential coalition there. So what does this tell us? What does this group think of maybe the congressional elections coming up in 6 months?
Yeah, okay. So you see this 38-point drop here, and you're a Republican member of Congress, say, oh my God, I hope this doesn't affect me, because if it does, a lot of those swing district congressional members right on the Republican side will be waving adios amigos, goodbye. But you know what's going on?
Sure, first offender, no, because these special elections do actually give us kind of a glimpse into the midterms, specifically because of the fact that they are winning and flipping seats, right? They're not just like winning special elections that are already Democratic districts. They are flipping seats in plus double-digit Trump areas. That is an indication of what we can see. And I hate the betting market, but the betting market exists, and we are seeing that for the midterm, specifically the House. I know that they're starting to say the Senate now. I still am going to be cynical and critical about the Senate, about flipping the Senate, but that they're going to flip the House.
What's going on here, by the way, this is a 6 and an 8. What we're seeing here, choice for Congress, Republican-leaning independents in the 2024 election. Look at this. They supported Republican candidates by 83 points, but now it's 68 points. That's a 15-point drop again in only 18 months' time. These are not numbers that Republicans win with. These are numbers Republicans lose with. And so,
again, both sides need independents. And if independents are moving, that becomes a problem. Okay, so let's move to this polling on approval for gas prices, okay? Who are we looking at, and who are the people in these polls, right? The sample size in these polls, who are they blaming for gas prices being where they are? We won't oust any Senate incumbents, but we might take the seats where they're not running it. Exactly, Audie. I could see that. Yeah. It's not like we're going to flip a seat from a Republican senator incumbent, but if they're not running again or whatever, there's definitely more of a chance there, and that's what we're seeing. But I'm still going to be cynical on the Senate, because that would be silly to not be.
The buck stops at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Donald John Trump, the President of the United States, and to a historic degree, look at this, blame for the increase in gas prices. 77% say Donald Trump. I looked back at every president that I could find on a similar question, which is, when the gas prices rise, who gets the blame? Trump gets the blame more than Joe Biden did back in 2022, more than Barack Obama did in 2012, and more than George W. Bush did back in 2005, 71%. Donald Trump takes the cake. He owns this mess, according to the American people, and it is quite the mess, because as gas prices climb ever higher and the increase in the percentage that blame Donald Trump climb ever higher, his approval ratings go down in the basement.
So presidents always get blamed, but he's getting blamed more.
He is getting blamed more to a historic degree.
What about the partisan breakdown here?
Now, this is where it gets really stunning. Okay, we've seen numbers that are this bad for Trump. Disapproval rating on gas prices around this area, the percentage blaming him for the increase.
Roy, I know. You guys keep saying that Democrats' approval rating is 12%. I know. Good. I'm glad. And they're still winning. Gas will not be down in November. No economist says that, first offender. They don't. Live in reality.
Increase in gas prices around this area. But when you break it down by party, this is where it gets, oh my. You know, this is a Republican base that has been infatuated with Donald Trump for years. But even here, blame Trump for rising gas prices. 55%, a majority of Republicans blame Donald Trump for gas prices. That is the...
Uh-oh. What do you do with that? What do we do with that? Yeah, they say November because the earliest gas would decrease is 6 months. Like, it's not... They don't have enough time. And not if Donald Trump is not willing to end this. Now, again, we can get into it later because when we get into the Hexeth portion, I think he's desperately looking for an out. He's desperately looking for an off-ramp. The problem is he needs the off-ramp to look like a win. He needs to be able to walk away and just say, I win. And I don't know if he's going to be able to accomplish that. So...
highest ever blame for gas prices from one's own party. Then you see 82% of independents. That's the highest percentage who blame the president of the United States among independents. Not much of a surprise, 95% of Democrats, but majority. Rarely do you get the trifecta of majority from across the political spectrum agreeing on something. But here we have it. The majority of Republicans, independents, and Democrats all blame Trump for higher gas prices.
And this is the highest ever from inside one's own party?
That is correct. This is the highest ever from inside one's party. When you look at the three other presidents that you have on your screen right here, that 55% that you see here, blaming the president from in one's own party, that is the highest ever.
Okay, so the president says it's all worth it. It's worth it to fight this war in Iran. What do the American people say?
Yeah, okay. You know, last night as well, Rick Scott, the senator from the great state of Florida, said the same thing. It was worth it for him, despite the fact that we had the higher gas prices. But do the American people agree? They don't agree with the president of the United States, and they don't agree with the senator from the state of Florida. Look at this. Is the Iran war worth higher gas prices? 64% of Americans say no. Just a third say yes.
By the way, I just want everybody to know who's not in the YouTube chat, they're coping hard. Prices will go down. Prices will go down. Prices will go down. Prices will go down. Prices will go down.
These are types of...
How's it look today? I have it on my screen.
Numbers we see consistently with this war over and over and over again. We're not just getting little majorities, we are getting vast majorities agreeing on something, and here we have the vast majority say no, the Iran war is not worth higher gas prices. As I said, it is a mess, and is a mess.
What's the timeline on Venezuelan oil? What's the timeline on that? Because guess what? What we don't know is how the infrastructure was upheld in Venezuela for that oil. You don't have time for that before the midterms.
In the minds of the American people of the president's own making.
They already say it's not worth it. They already say they don't like it. What are the prediction markets saying about where these gas prices are headed?
Yeah, okay. You think it's bad right now. The prediction market, the cash prediction market, thinks it's going to get even worse. Chance gas prices this year rise above $5 a gallon. Look at this, 74% chance say yes, they will. You go back to April 17th, it was just...
And what if they do? What if they do go down? If they go down, they go down. I would want to see why. I would want to see why they go down. Because here's the thing, first offender. What I will do is I will then critique the fact that it didn't need to go up at all, right? I'm not a Democrat, by the way, which is why I said I'm fine with the fucking approval being down. That's silly. I'm an independent. I'm one of the people they need to woo. I would talk about the fact that gas was coming down because we were importing it. Gas was coming down before he started this. It didn't need to go up at all, right? I would blame him for the fact that he put Americans in this predicament in the first place for no fucking reason. As we've listened to Hexeth say, because of ambition. That's where I have a problem. I'm sorry that I can critique them and you can't.
30% then. So what we've seen is this number climb ever higher. The bottom line is this. The situation is getting worse. You see it every day at the pump. And the cash prediction market, the people who are putting their money where their mouth is, say it will continue to get worse most likely.
It's at $4.40 now. It's got a ways to go to get to $5, so we'll see.
We'll see, although it's climbing very quickly.
Harold Lenton, thank you very much.
Johannes, happy week.
It's not TDS, Adrian, because I can critique the GOP in Congress who could stop Trump from doing this, right? They could actually use the power that they've been elected to have and actually put a stop to this and keep it so that we can't be gouged like this in prices, but they don't do that. But gas prices. So let's see. What did I want to do? Here's Scott Bessent being asked about those gas prices. And they don't have anything. They have exactly what you're repeating. You are just a puppet regurgitating what they're giving you.
We are cognizant that this short-term blip up in prices is affecting the American people, but I am also confident on the other side of this, prices are going to come down very quickly. The conflict will end. If we look at the stock market, what does the stock market see right now? The stock market is looking through this. Corporate earnings are good, employment is good, and this gap.
Corporate earnings are good. How does that help the American people? Do you hear him?
Market see right now. The stock market is looking through this. Corporate earnings are good, employment is good, and this gasoline, this temporary aberration.
Corporate earnings are good. That helps us how? You remember people saying that the president has no effect on gas prices. Specifically, to be fair, yes, that was said. I think what we meant was in the terms of the policy at the time, right? The policies at the time were not directly affecting the gas prices, whereas this one does. Of course it would. How would attacking a Gulf nation not directly affect the gas prices? What did President Biden do to directly affect the gas prices? That's why we said what we said. How did Joe Biden directly affect it?
Will be over in a matter of weeks or a month. We are.
No, we won't, Bessent. But that's cute that you said that. So let's go back up. Gotta go around a little bit. Spirit Airlines is closing down. Thousands of employees and travelers are impacted. I'm sure we heard about this. Flights were canceled and Spirit's airport check-in desk sat empty Saturday morning with little help on hand. So I'm going to show you that headline, and then we're going to go to Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary / reality show star. And we're going to listen to him explain, even though they were working on a deal to save Spirit. We're gonna blame the real people. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I'm so used to clicking the button.
To be really clear, yeah, jet fuel prices have gone up. This story.
It's not hypocrisy, first offender. I'm asking you to tell me what policy under Biden brought the gas prices up.
It was not written because of the Iran war. This story was written years ago because of what Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, and the DOJ under Biden, what they did to prevent the merger from happening. So, again, I love that they try to play revisionist politics. They try to come after Donald Trump again. What do they want? A nuclear Iran? What
the fuck does that have to do with Spirit? Oh, we're blaming Trump. We're blaming Biden and Buttigieg for Spirit Airlines now.
They're blaming fuel.
Oh, Mr. Good Citizen. Ding, 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 ding. You did the thing, stupid. You did the thing, stupid. Mr. Good Citizen, Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline's still running. Are you talking about XL? Look up, okay, what I want you to do, because I'm not going to do it for you unless you pay me. Guys, 40 left on my goal. Linktree is in the links in my, or the Linktree in my bio. Mr. Good Citizen, I need you to look up, Google, literally Google, SCOTUS upholds Montana court decision to end Keystone XL pipeline. Can you do that for me? It's going to bring you to an article from AP News in 2020. Can you do that? Okay.
Prices, but you and I both know that Democrats love higher energy prices. They fought for 4 years to give us higher energy prices. Look at California, $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon, and now they're trying to blame Trump.
Why is it $8 a gallon right now?
Who wanted American energy dominance? Right. Again, there's the insanity of Democrats.
They cut a deal with the
to be.
So Duffy is blaming Biden and Buttigieg and Warren. But here's the interesting thing. Now, Spirit, to be fair, has been struggling for a while. This was the statement that they put out. I know it's very, very small. It's very hard to read. But I will read specifically the second Well, I'll read the first and the second paragraph specifically. May 2nd, 2026, Spirit Aviation Holdings Incorporated, parent company of Spirit Airlines LLC, Spirit or the company, today regretfully announced that the company has started an orderly wind down of operations effective immediately. All Spirit flights have been canceled and Spirit guests should not go to the airport. The wind down follows the company's extensive and comprehensive efforts to restructure the business and pursue transactions to strengthen Spirit's financial position and create a sustainable path forward. They've been trying for years. They've been having trouble for years. We knew this. This is the part you need to listen to. Unfortunately, despite the company's efforts, the recent material increase in oil prices and other pressures on the business has significantly impacted Spirit's financial outlook. The recent material increase in oil prices? What happened? I wonder if there was some big thing, some big mistake that happened that caused that. For the oil prices to increase, maybe. You don't care either way, Mr. Good Citizen, then why'd you bring it up? If you didn't care about the Keystone XL, why'd you bring it up? Oh, you cared until you realized that I've talked about that ad nauseum, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But here's Duffy again. Specifically being asked about gas prices in general and how it's affecting the people because the people are hurting. People are hurting. You guys can keep trying to cope and cry and seethe and whatever about the fact that people are not hurting. They are. It's hard to get gas right now and people have to get gas to work. It's a pain in the ass all for this bullshit because Donald Trump started a war for no fucking reason. And Sean Duffy is going to do what Sean Duffy has to do, which is try to pivot away from that and glaze Donald Trump's taint.
Secretary, I know you're feeling optimistic about this, but Americans are apparently not. Our new poll makes clear they feel generally bleak about their financial situation. Again, 44% cut back on driving, 42% cut household expenses, 34% changed vacation plans. The rise in gas prices is having a real effect. So what would...
You're saying that Biden was denied a merger with JetBlue. Sure. You're saying that would have saved them. It would have saved them from the bad decisions of Donald Trump starting a war. Do you see how it still all leads to the fact that Donald Trump didn't need to do this? Okay.
What you say to those Americans? We see no end in sight yet of that war.
Well, yeah, listen, that point is why the president has focused so hard on energy pricing and American energy dominance. The last administration, as you're well aware, was trying to move Americans from oil and gas to electric vehicles. Americans didn't want it, so the president has leaned into American energy dominance. And yes, we have seen an increase in pricing, but if you look at what the president has done for consumers, one big beautiful bill, he wanted to make sure that Americans got a big tax refund this tax season. Not sure if that was in your...
Did they? Did Americans get a big tax refund this tax season? And if they did, where are they spending it? Maybe on this bullshit war, maybe.
Poll, I didn't get a chance to look at it before I came on, but the Americans were happy with how much they got back because he said, listen, we're not going to tax tips. We're not going to tax Social Security.
But Mr.
Not true. Your tips are still taxed. Social Security is still taxed. It's a deduction. God, you guys aren't smart.
Secretary, what I'm talking about is now. I'm talking about now.
Their pocketbooks.
I'm talking about now.
Mr. Good Citizen says it's the smallest refund you've gotten in years.
What is your message to Americans now?
And then you slurred.
Now, who are suffering because of these gas prices?
Well, Martha, I am talking about right now. We just went through tax season, and I'm talking about what happened with people's refunds as they've gone through tax season. So,
well, clearly
yes,
they're not
energy
feeling
prices
it.
Energy prices have come up. You're right. And again, you have to look at the president to say, what does a leader do? What does a president do when he sees a potential nuclear Iran?
Prices did go up. I know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Prices went up. I know that he promised that he'd bring them down. I know. But, like, I have to glaze his taint. And I can't say anything against him. And so, like, Iran, a nuclear Iran, which never existed, but nuclear Iran. And Trump, I love you. Don't yell at me, Trump.
He's not going to tolerate it.
And we can't have that when they have long-range
What's the FBI going to arrest me for? Oh, Knight, are you talking to them?
missiles that can deliver those nuclear weapons to many of our friends and to many of our bases. That is
Except no proof of that.
untenable. And it's been a problem for, and you've reported on this, for decades it's been a problem. This is the first president who said no more, no longer, we're not going to have a nuclear Iran, so he's leaned into
There never was one. Okay. So this is what they do, is they're going to inundate you with propaganda and Islamophobia and fear-mongering because he can't explain the fact that Americans are struggling with high gas prices and they have no plan to fix it.
that. And I think if you ask that question specifically, Americans applaud him for taking on this threat. And I'm proud of our president as well. And again, we're going to get back to lower energy prices when the Strait opens up. Those prices come down and Americans travel. And I think our economy is going to be set up for something that we haven't seen before in regard to American wealth and American opportunity.
And Mr. Secretary.
Gas prices are going to go down. They're going to go down. Gas prices are going to go down. I swear they're going to go down. We have no plan to fix it as an administration. We have no plan to help the American people who are suffering right now. We're just going to, on the horizon, eventually it'll be okay. And then on that same vein, let's listen to Kevin Hassett also lie about
153.
Okay, there it goes. Lie about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
No, that analysis is incorrect. Like, think about it this way. 3 million people have filed taxes already, and the average tax refund is $3,600. 53 million people have benefited from no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. For the no tax on tips and Social Security, that exempts between $7,000 and $8,000 from taxation for those people. And for the no tax on overtime, it's like closer to $5,000. And so these are really, really big numbers. And if people look at their gas bills, of course, they're higher. And we're doing everything we can to make the temporary increase as small as possible. But, you know, and then finally, there's the economic growth component. Real incomes are growing, and real incomes, when they adjust for inflation, include the price of energy. Real incomes shrunk for almost 8 years under Obama. They shrunk under Biden, and they're rising now despite the short-term increase in gas prices.
Well, we did see an increase in the PCE, but just to clarify, the tax law that the president signed doesn't eliminate taxes and Social Security. It gives seniors an enhanced standard deduction through the end of 2028. But
stop letting them lie to you. Even no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, it's the same. You get a deduction until 2028.
I have a question.
Sure.
Does anybody remember when Donald Trump said he would defeat inflation?
He said he did defeat it, Olive. How dare you?
Oh, I didn't know we were in past tense. I apologize. I forget what he says.
Yeah,
sometimes.
no, he defeated it. It's defeated at 3.3%. It's defeated.
I bet everyone out here is happy to know that the average for gas pricing is $4.45. But Biden.
Why do you let them lie to you? There's still tax on these things.
let me ask you about the news on Spirit Airlines.
But that makes it so most people aren't covered. Yeah, I want to talk about Spirit. I was just going to say that makes it so most people don't face the tax on it. So you're right as a technical matter, but it has the effect that we discuss.
No, but you're lying about it. Just be honest about what it is. Just be honest about what it is. That's all we're asking you to do. Okay. So let's go to, because I want to get back to Hegseth, but first, before we get back to Hegseth, because I think this is what you have to understand. Hegseth is a loyalist. Hegseth is a, yeah, I guess he's just a loyalist to a fault, to the point where he only listens to what Donald Trump tells him. And that's a problem when you have conversations like this over the weekend of Donald Trump talking about congressional approval of the war. And so that's an issue. Oh, hi, still kicking. How you doing? Did you get to come back today? I don't think so. Oh, let me do my puzzle piece. Sorry. Puzzle piece. Puzzle piece done. Let me bring up my live mutes sheet. Not that one. Still kicking. Oh, no. Still kicking. Nope. Okay. Did you mute him? No, he's still gone. He's not here. Still kicking. Remember, yeah, you are not here yet. So, sorry about that. But not sorry. Just remember, if you want to mute somebody in the chat.
Do you want someone muted in the chat? Is there someone who's spamming, making disingenuous arguments, displaying bot behavior, or maybe they're just a dumb bitch? Well, you can keep them muted and contribute to their degradation kink. But remember, while we don't kink shame, it is perfectly acceptable to kink ask why. You can keep them muted for as little as $2 a day, $7 a week, or $25 a month. Pay links in the bio.
All right. So, guys, we have 4-0 left in my goal. It is almost the top of the hour. I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all in the link trees in my bio. You can find that in every single bio. It's in there. And it's not my husband's voice. It is Eli. He is a friend in our community, and I appreciate so much the amount of voiceovers and clips that he has put together for our community. Thank you, Eli. W's to Eli. That's not my husband's voice. Yeah, you're not that sultry, babe. You're too gravelly for that. But let's try to get this goal down. Even if we're doing a $1 tree or $2 tree, we are almost there. So let's see if we can get this goal knocked out for today. I would appreciate it very, very, very much. Guys, by the way, my gift gallery is completely knocked out. So thank you so much. A majority of those thank yous are to Trademark. Trademark, you knocked that out of the fucking park. Thank you so much for hitting all of those. I know that those are not cheap. I know that those are a lot. So thank you so much. I have one. Those are special gifts. So I have one left in the special gifts. But in way of my actual standard gifts, those are done. So thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay. Can I get your age and state?
From Georgia. I'm 30.
Okay. What'd you call in for?
I just wanted to, I guess, address like some comments. I just saw one comment where I guess because the last guy you had on screen was speaking in a certain manner, and you were doing the innuendo, the slurp innuendo.
Yep.
There's some people, I guess, that take that information and then they automatically assume just because we are able to see through the BS that the pundits on the right spew out of their mouths that we're somehow being paid or being propped up by the Democratic Party. So it's just unfortunate that people can't see why in those conversations we are bringing up the fact that they're kowtowing to Trump, but it just goes to show how deeply blind the country is and why like we're so divided in this state right now. It sucks so bad. It just sucks so bad.
No, they need to be critically thinking of both, and I think that we can do that. Actually, you know, I will completely show a different video to prove that to them. But I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Right. So yeah, I just want everyone to kind of like just relax. Like look at other people as actual human beings and people. We have our own motivations. We have our own reasons as to why we get on here, and we do our own, I guess, outreach and sharing information the way we do. It's not always some sort of evil plot behind people on the internet doing certain things, and we need to, look deeper into, exactly what.
Oh, I didn't do that. I was gonna let I was gonna let you finish that. I don't know what happened. But yeah, they are deep in their tribalism, Eli. That is true. But thank you for your call. I appreciate it. So Roy said in the chat, why did Democrats cover up, which you didn't spell his name right, Swalwell's sexual assaults? Prove to me they covered it up. I would love to see that, because I will admonish and tell any Democrat who covered it up to resign. Show me that. I spent 2 whole days talking about it, wanting him to drop from the governorship, which he did that day, and then later that same day, which I didn't cover until the next day, when he resigned from Congress. Because that's disgusting. Do you hold the same standard for Corey Mills, by chance? Your Republican women do. Nancy Mace holds that standard. Laura Loomer holds that, or not Laura Loomer, excuse me, Anna Paulina Luna holds that standard. Lauren Boebert holds that standard. Why don't you hold that standard? Because Tony Gonzalez also, by the way, did not resign until after Swalwell did. Even though Tony Gonzalez's case was going on for months before that. What about Corey Mills? Do you agree that Corey Mills should resign from office? But where do they cover it up? Because that's disgusting. Oh, Roy, you just pivoted. Okay, we're just going to pivot. And that's not what the bill says. You didn't read it. Did you read it? What's the name of the bill, Roy? Do you know? I do. It's AB 2624. Did you read it? No? Okay. But real quick, actually, we're going to get to, we have time. I'm going to play this. It's not that long. We will get to congressional approval of war from the turd-in-chief in just a moment. But first, let me show you how much we can critique people on this side. So this was from Pod Save America. This is the DNC chair. Okay, this is the Democratic National Convention chair, Ken Martin, who I think should be fucking fired. I think he should resign. I think he should leave. Okay? Talking about the fact that so the DNC does what's called an autopsy. The Republicans do this too. You do an autopsy for the election. The 2024 election, okay? These autopsies, what they do is they help the party understand, they help people within the party understand what went wrong, what they need to work on with their messaging, where they need to put more funding and advertisement and money and grassroots efforts. These are things that Democratic politicians who are running need, and these are things that the people deserve to see. DNC Chair Ken Martin is not releasing it. Okay? Roy, now you're saying Congress spent $17 million tax dollars to cover up sexual assaults. I agree on both sides. I agree on both sides. I agree. Okay. So, DNC Chair Ken Martin. So, John Favreau is going to ask him, how can we learn lessons if you won't release it? Okay? And he's going to give you a fucking nothing burger of an answer.
I want to start with the 2024 autopsy, which you call an after-action review. When you won the chairmanship in February of 25, you criticized the DNC's refusal to release their 2016 autopsy as exactly what not to do. You said, quote, was there any utility in doing that? And then promised your 2024 autopsy would be different. Your exact quote was, of course it will be released. Why did you change your mind on that?
Well, look, I mean, what I said all along, even when I ran for this position, is that we were going to focus on the things that will help us win the upcoming election, right? Making sure that we learn the right lessons that could help inform our victories.
How do we learn the right lessons if you don't release the autopsy? How do we learn the lessons if we don't know what went wrong, Ken?
And that's what we've done. We said this.
Also, Roy, real quick, Roy, I don't take critique, okay, from a person who voted for a rapist, okay? Okay.
When we sent out the press release back in November saying we weren't going to release the report, we were going to actually keep our focus on those lessons. And
what are the lessons, Ken? Like this interview infuriated the fuck out of me. What are the lessons? How do you know what the lessons are if we don't know what went wrong? You can't learn lessons if you're not told what went wrong, right?
we release those lessons. We continue to do.
Not guilty. He was found civilly liable, Roy. Ooh. Ooh.
That. So it's not completely accurate to say that we didn't release that. Where we're keeping our focus is on the lessons that can actually help us win.
On this show in August, you told me this about releasing the review, quote, "We have to do it to give people who invested so much time, energy, and money a sense of what happened and why we lost."
Duh, because it wasn't criminal, stupid.
Especially why we lost. So what changed between August and December? I understand there are lessons, but those are not the full report. Why not release the full report? What's in the report that you wouldn't want to publicize?
Yeah, there's no smoking gun in the report. And I know that's what everyone's so eager to learn. And I think.
How about, and hear me out on this, Ken, how about you release it and let the people decide for themselves if there's a smoking gun in the report? How about that? You see, this is the shit that I'm talking about. This is the time where you guys should be on my side. You guys want to do the two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird. You guys want to do the both sides shit. So here it is. You have a GOP and administration in the Republicans right now who are saying they are most transparent administration in history, and that's not true. We're not getting answers. Here you go. You have the chair of the DNC. Okay, these people run the convention. They put money into elections and into candidates, not being transparent. I have a fucking problem with that. Don't tell me that you're going to focus on the lessons learned when people don't know the lessons because you won't release it. Don't say that there's no smoking gun when people haven't had a chance to go through it.
The smoking gun. Guess what, John?
But if there's no smoking gun, why wouldn't you just release it then?
Because we want to keep the focus on the lessons. Because what ends up happening here is that people, of course, want to weaponize the report in a way to look backwards, to point fingers, place blame in a way that actually doesn't keep us focused on the upcoming election. But instead, the navel gazing of focusing backwards actually takes us backwards. We're 189 days from this election, John. What we don't need to be focused on is actually relitigating 2024. What we need to do is learn the lessons of 24 and the years preceding that can help us win this upcoming election. I get why people are obsessed with it, because there's various groups and organizations and people who think there's some sort of smoking gun in there. Guess what, John? In the third closest presidential election in the last 100 years, everything mattered. There's nothing that didn't impact that election.
Why did you?
Sure, so let's look at it. Like, I don't understand why. Like, he sounds so dumb. Like, just release it then. Just fucking release it then.
Spend the money going to 50 states, doing all these interviews, doing all this stuff, and doing this report in the first place.
You have a problem with liberal crybabies that forget the years of 2016 to 2020 and all the non-transparency of that administration. 2016 to 2020. I'm going to read this again, slower. Maybe I had a stroke. I have a fucking problem with liberal crybabies that forget the years of 2016 to 2020 and all the non-transparency of that administration. Hold on. I never remember. Real quick. Give me a sec. Okay. Who was president in 2016? Because actually, you included 2 administrations in that. Florida. Obama was president in 2016. Who was president after that? Okay. Anyway.
If you weren't going to release the full results of it, like why? I don't get why just you and some of the senior DNC people get to see it, but not most of the DNC members who are, state party chairs. I mean, more than a dozen DNC members told NBC just the other week they want it released, including Congresswoman Delia Ramirez and North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton. And Anderson said, quote, "Genuinely, what did you all find that we did not?"
And that's the thing. Just release it. I don't like that. That's a lack of transparency. That's a fucking problem. Okay? Okay. Glad we got there. Okay. Let's go to Donald Trump. He's going to say some stupid shit because that's what he does. Talking about congressional approval for war. So, I'm waiting for Florida to type again. Maybe they realize that that was a really dumb comment. Guys, keep tapping that screen over here. You guys are at 71,000 likes. You guys are doing amazing. I appreciate it. I know that we can hit 100,000 before we even hit the end of my stream today, so I appreciate it. If you're over on YouTube, please make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. I would appreciate that as well. It does help. It does help support. Maybe you can find some more people, MAGA, who are smarter than you, because this isn't it.
Excuse me. Mr. President, it's day 60. Are you going to seek congressional authorization for...
Well, no other country has ever done it. It's never been, as you know, most people consider it totally unconstitutional. Also, we have.
It's unconstitutional to seek congressional approval for war. What? When are you guys gonna just admit that you hate the Constitution? 13, Roy, we've talked about this before. 13,000 Americans over what course of time? Why do you guys hate the Constitution so much? Coping. Roy's coping hard.
Had a ceasefire, so that gives you additional time. But no other country's done.
Also, no, it doesn't. I would love for him to cite the statute. Pete Hegseth is going to say it later, too. I would love for them to cite the statute where a ceasefire, like, re-ups the time of the 60 days, right? Because that's the thing with the War Powers Act, is a president is allowed to do operations for 60 days. After 60 days, he has to get congressional approval. That's the point. That's the Constitution for you. That's legislation for you. But he is saying that it pauses or it restarts. The time restarts when you declare a ceasefire. Yeah, he called a timeout. Timeout. It's not how that works. It's not how that works. Your president doesn't know the Constitution.
We're in the midst of a big victory.
Obama did it a lot more. No, he didn't, Roy. Obama had the AUMF for most of it, except for probably the only one you could argue is Libya, which, again, I would disagree with all of them, to be fair. Even the congressionally approved ones, we had no reason to be doing what we were doing. I don't believe in American colonialism and American imperialism personally, so I would disagree with Obama doing those things. But he did have AUMF for a lot of it. I think Libya was the only one, but he did get some sort of congressional approval even for Libya. It just wasn't the AUMF. Donald Trump has none.
This is a victory like we haven't had since Venezuela, okay? To be honest with you, we haven't had.
That's the part that I keep telling you guys. I've said this multiple times. He thought Iran was going to be easy like Venezuela was. He thought he was going to be in and out, quick, done. He did not expect this pushback. He does not know how to get out now. He is trying to figure out a way to get out, but the only way he knows how to get out is by saying he won. So he's going to have to find a way to turn his back and say, but we did it. Greatest president in history. What I could see is us getting something like a watered down JCPOA, a worse JCPOA. He just wants his name on it, not Obama's.
But, you know, we have a country that lost its way. It really lost its way. That's our country in terms of the military. Now we have a great military. We're on our way to another victory, a big victory, and I don't think that
he's looking for a way out.
It's constitutional what they're asking for. These are not patriotic people that are.
Except it's literally constitutional. Like, why can't you guys critique him? Why can't you critique him? That's literally constitutional for Congress to have to approve after 60 days continued conflict. Roy, you can talk about the Iranian leaders taking the lives of their people. That's fucking awful. He still has to follow the Constitution. If Congress then gives him the power to continue, I will still critique that I don't think we should be there, but it gives him the legal authority to do so. Right? Stop trying to pearl clutch about people you don't give a fuck. So those people are under a dictatorship regime that treats their people like trash. Do they have the right then to come seek a better life here? Roy, how do you feel about that? Because you were just talking about immigrants and the death of Americans. So do you think that they should come for a better life here in America? Big W's to Joe. Thank you, Joe, for the $20 on the Green app. You said for independent journalism, get it, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Apparently, Joe, I don't know if you knew, according to Roy, I guess I can't do independent journalism in California. I'm not going to be able to do that anymore because, you know, the bill that he didn't read that he doesn't know about.
What?
That's stupid.
Last time I checked, your name isn't Nick Shirley.
They didn't read it. They don't know what it does. We went over it. We went over it in the stream. No, they don't read. They don't read. Start with, I always say start with Goodnight Moon because I think it's got the smallest words.
Hungry, hungry caterpillar.
I know, but caterpillar is a big word. That's got to be second. You got to do Goodnight Moon first.
What about go the fuck to sleep?
You do that one. Good night construction site. That might be too much.
How now, brown cow?
We're asking, you know, when they say, even the losers, even the ones that say all the wrong things, admit that it's been amazing what we've done. The strait is totally shut down. It's flawless. That's
it was shut down because they shut it down. Like, he's now trying, like, this is how much he needs an out. This is how badly he wants an out. He is now trying to say that the closed strait is a good thing. The closed strait he's trying to take credit for, even though Iran closed it. Iran controlled the strait. Iran closed the strait. And now since we're blockading the blockade, it's flawless. It's fantastic. Look at us. We closed the strait. Iran already did. He's trying to take credit for this now because he's trying to find a win because it's not going well. And he can see in the polls it's not going well.
Totally 100% shut down. Now, we've been dealing with Iran. They want to make a deal. They're not there. They're not with it. They're sort of, they get close, and then a new group of people come in. They don't know who their leaders are. They have no
Neither do you.
idea who their leaders are, but they're very confused, and that's because of the success we've had militarily. They essentially have no military. Let me just tell you, the war powers. So many presidents, as you know, have gone and exceeded it. It's never been used. It's never been adhered to, and every other president considered it totally unconstitutional, and we agree with that.
That's not true. That didn't happen. None of that happened. Other presidents did get congressional approval. What the fuck are you talking about? He's just saying shit. And because you guys like to glaze his taint, you will just let him keep saying shit. I don't understand it. I don't know why you can't think for yourself. But, you know, here we are. Roy, I would agree with you. I know that this is not what you mean, because I know your quotes. But you said they're trying to bully other countries. You're right. They are. The Trump administration is trying to bully other countries. Okay. So let's pick up where we left off a little bit. So this is Adam Smith talking to Hegseth. We're going to get back into Hegseth now. It's a new month. I demand to be unmuted. So here's the thing, Ruben. Sandwich. Poor thing. What I would need you to do, okay? I need you to send me, what did we decide on? Like I need you to send me $120 to the pay links in my bio. Okay, Ruben? You send me $120 to the pay links in my bio. You can be unmuted. Okay? I'll give you a solid amount of time for unmute if you send me that. Okay? Okay. So here's Adam Smith. But I love that you keep coming back. Talking about asking Hegseth, what is the plan? What does a deal look like? We cannot. You promised no new wars. The American people do not want to see a war in perpetuity. What is the plan? Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
What?
Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
32, Texas, Trump.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Because he's defending America.
Defending it from what?
Terrorism, nuclear war, China.
Oh, what nuclear war?
The Iranians, they have nuclear power.
Oh.
You can't have a terrorist regime have nuclear power.
Oh, do you think that Putin is a terrorist regime?
Yes.
Do you think that Kim Jong-un is a terrorist regime?
Yes.
And what about Xi in China?
Yes.
Okay, so why aren't we bombing them? Because they have nukes already, whereas Iran did not.
Location.
Location, what about it?
So you take the weakest one out.
They don't have nukes, though. They never did. North Korea is one of the smaller countries. Why wouldn't we go after them?
Take the weakest one out.
What?
You take the weakest one out.
They don't have nukes. Why did we go after them?
They have ambitions of building nuclear power in an area in which could affect their allies.
We're bombing ambitions now?
That's exactly what they said.
I know that's what he said. I played it on Thursday. That's
Yes,
not an
we
imminent
are bombing
threat.
ambitions.
That's not an imminent
It is
threat.
an imminent threat.
It's not. Ambitions are not an imminent threat because you could have the ambition to be a millionaire and you could go die on your deathbed and be poor as fuck. Your ambition didn't mean much, did it? Like, this is worse. This is worth. This is worse. No, it was an exact analogy. This is worse than 2003 WMDs. At least in 2003, Israel's intelligence did a lot better job trying to persuade us that they had WMDs. We have now gone on to pretzel ourselves into defending bombing innocent people because of ambitions.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
because
wild.
what Obama did,
What did Obama do?
did, and what Biden did was not enough.
What did Obama do?
So Obama said the main goal is to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Correct.
So his nuclear deal was meant to block Iran's pathways to a bomb. Yet our intelligence kept showing that it did not work.
How not?
And they were getting imported nuclear material by China to continue to build
Were they
a
enriching?
nuclear weapon.
Were they enriching above 3.67%?
First off, yes, I believe our intelligence stated that.
Can you find that for me?
Secondly, you
No,
do
can
not
you find
work
that
in
for
the
me?
intelligence
Can you
area,
find that
so
for me?
you have absolutely
Can you find that for
no
me?
idea.
Can you find that for me?
Neither do I.
Can you find that for me?
Do you work in the intelligence? Do you work for the United States government?
You just said our intelligence
You
found that
don't.
they were enriching above 3.67. So can you find that for me?
So when a terrorist regime
You said that our intel
blocks
said that they were enriching above 3.67%. Can you find that for me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. I would love to see that report. He's going to pull out something that is after we pulled out of the JCPOA. Just a guess. Just a guess. Guys, make sure we're doing all the good things while we're sitting here, please. Keep tapping that screen. Share the live out. Do your daily heart me if you haven't done so. Hi, Matt. And make sure we're doing all of the good things. May the 4th be with you all as we keep fighting the empire. Okay. Yeah, Roy, when were they at 60?
International Atomic Energy Agency, June 28th, 2025.
IAEA, June 28th, 2025, you said?
Yes.
June 28th, 2025. Okay. Trying to find the actual report from them. I'm finding May 31st.
It's right there. It's from the Breakthrough Institute. Let me just quote it for you.
No.
There's
I would like to
debating
find it
I'm
myself
gonna
so I
quote it
have
for
it.
you because
I
I
would
know
like
you're
to-
not going to
no,
find it.
I
You're
would-
going to conveniently
No.
miss it.
No, I would like
Just
to
like
find it myself.
everybody does
Can you
with your
read me?
screeners.
No, can you read me the title? Can you read me the title of the report so I can bring it up on the screen so everybody can read along with us, please?
Of course, Iran's nuclear activities, explained. June 28th, 2025.
June 28th, 2025. That's not what I want. Where the fuck? I'm not finding a June 28th report. Hold on. Is this going to be... I still haven't found it, but is this going to be before or after the Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA?
I think it was after.
Oh, okay. Then I don't care about that. When did they break it?
You're just going to conveniently
Did they
skip
break it? Did
I'll
they
just read
break it? Because they're not in the JCPOA anymore. What the fuck do they care? Of course they're going to
Because
break
they
it.
were
After.
enriching
It's
it
not
over
breaking it.
civilian
They're
use.
not breaking it.
They were
That's
enriching it
not
over
breaking
civilian
the
use.
deal. That's not
It
breaking the
was.
deal. That's not breaking the deal. If Donald Trump pulled us out of the deal in 2018, you can find me where they were enriching. No, them breaking the deal would be them enriching.
There you go, changing your
before.
story again.
I'm not changing
so
shit.
convenient with you people.
I'm not changing shit. I'm
Article,
not changing
immediately
shit.
skip
I
the
literally
article
I
because you don't want to be
said
proven
this.
wrong.
I didn't
It's
get proven
right
wrong.
Fucking there.
You
It's
need
right
to
fucking
show
there.
me. You need to show me that they broke
I'm
the
trying
JCPOA.
to, but you're fucking skipping it.
I can't
skipping
even
it.
fucking find it.
Of course you can't. Conveniently.
No, I would love to find it. I have no problem with that. I
Every
can't fucking
fucking
find
streamer
it.
like you just skip articles when someone comes in with an actual
No,
debate.
and you just
skip 'em.
showed me, when did they enrich? What year?
I'll just fucking quote it for you.
No, when did they
Iran
enrich? What
has
year?
enriched uranium far beyond is necessary for either civilian energy
That's a different
or medical
argument.
use.
That's a
But
different
has
argument.
conveniently stayed
That is a different
short of the
argument.
threshold of a weapon,
Oh,
leaving public uncertain. They enrich to 20%
read it again. No, read
to
it again.
60%.
Ooh, no, read it again. Ooh, no, read it again.
Holy fuck.
Read it again.
You guys are so
Read it
moronic.
again.
Like, it's honestly moronic. You
Read
guys
it
support
again.
terrorism.
Read it
You
again.
literally support terrorism.
Read it
John
again.
Kerry, when he ran in office
Read
in
it
04,
again.
said, I ran.
Read it again. I still can't find it, by the way. Does anybody have it? I can't find the IAEA from June 28th, 2025. He said, Iran's nuclear activity explained. I still cannot find this IAEA report. Can somebody find it? Because I'm not finding it.
June
28th, 2025. Iran's nuclear activity explained. I'm trying to find it. I am not finding it. Read it again. Slowly.
You going to mute me again?
Read it again slowly.
Why do you support terrorism? I want to know why you guys.
I
Just
don't. That's why I
enlighten me,
critique
please.
this administration. I don't. That's why I critique this
Please
administration.
enlighten me why you support Iran.
I love
I'm
that
so
the sentence
confused.
you read. I love that the sentence you read specifically said that they were short of getting to a nuclear weapon. I love that you also read that they did it after Donald Trump pulled out of the deal that kept them enriching at only 3.67%, right? So they didn't break it before that, right?
Okay, whatever.
So they didn't break
Whatever,
it
that's fine.
before that,
Cool, you won.
right?
Great.
So they didn't
That's
break it before that,
fantastic.
right?
But
You
why
can
do
concede
you
on that.
guys
You can
support
concede on that
Iran?
first. I don't.
I am so
I don't.
fucking confused.
I don't
Then
support
why do you
Iran.
want them to have nukes?
I would have
Why?
preferred. I don't want them to have nukes.
Then blow the shit
They
out of them.
don't.
Who cares?
Why? Because those are people. Because there are innocent people that Donald Trump even talks about who live in that country who do not have choices like we don't when our administration decides to do something. That's why. Because instead of actually being, if he is the greatest, no, all of the people, every single person in Iran is a terrorist, every single one.
Every president has stated that if the terrorist or the enemy harbors themselves with civilians, they are collateral damage. Obama said it, Bush said it,
and I
Biden
wouldn't agree.
said it,
And I
Trump
wouldn't
has
agree.
said it.
And I would not agree. And I would not agree. I
So
think
you
that's
would
a
rather
fucking
solve
problem.
Osama
I think
bin-
that's a
no, no,
fucking
no, no, no,
problem.
no.
Is he
No,
a
no,
good
no, no.
is he a
Solve
good deal
Osama bin
maker?
Laden
No.
was in a pla-
No. Is he a good deal maker or not?
So he's trying to find the IAEA report for June 19th, 2025, right?
19? No, he said 28th.
So I can't find anything specifically on the 28th.
Neither
All
can
I'm
I.
seeing is by June 2025, the IAEA had already had a reporting that Iran enriched uranium up to 60%, but that still goes in sight with their
That's probably the one. Will you send that one to me? I think that's the one he's probably citing because he's citing
Yeah, I
it
got
saying 60%, which would have been after the deal, which is what I fucking said. After the deal, which is what I fucking said.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on.
Is Donald Trump a good lawmaker or not? Or a good business deal maker or not? Is he good at doing deals?
Thank you, Blue Baron. That caller was winning, so he was cut off. I appreciate it. I just
Oh
want
my
to shout out
God.
to your viewers here.
Dude, if you want to get
Nationwide,
sucked
muted the dude, can't handle it.
Sweetie.
I
Hey,
appreciate
sweetie.
it. Thank
Hey,
you
sweetie.
guys.
You don't
guys
focus.
are awesome.
That's why you're here.
You guys
don't
are
focus.
awesome.
You don't focus. Is Donald Trump a good
We're not
deal
talking
maker?
about-
Is Donald Trump a good deal maker or not?
We are not talking about deal maker. We're talking about global security in our country.
Yeah, global
If it
security. He
means
said he could be diplomatic.
blowing up
Donald
a
Trump
third
said,
world country.
this is why you keep getting muted, because you don't shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
And muted again.
Yes, because you don't shut up while I'm talking. Donald Trump said that if
You interrupt me.
I'm allowed to. It's my show. Donald Trump said, if a president bombs Iran, it is because he is not a good deal maker. I guess he's not a good deal maker. Let's see. The statement to the June 13th.
I can't find an actual report from them.
I
can
know.
only
I want to see it. He keeps saying it's convenient. No, I really I'm literally look. I'm literally looking. This is what Olive sent me. I looked up IAEA June 28th, 2025 report. I'm not finding anything.
That's what I also found. I also see
June 23rd,
the
UN.
20th UN Council statement by the IAEA chief.
I typed in exactly what he said. IAEA 6/28/2026, Iran's nuclear activity explained. I've got this, which is tracking Board of Governors. I'm literally looking. I'm literally looking.
There's nothing I can find directly from that said website. So again, caller, while you try to figure out how to remove your rib cage because you seem to want to get yourself off by yourself,
I hung up on
Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA in 2018. Why are we complaining about the amount of uranium that they have right now when we pulled out of the plan ourselves? Trump said before we bombed him back in was it June or July? June, not July, June. July was Big Beautiful Bill. Back in June during Operation Midnight Hammer, why did we rebomb them again? He claimed he was trying to work on negotiations then, and the best way to negotiate is to bomb the fuck out of someone?
I guess so. They don't care. They're just Islamophobic.
I hope he figures out how to remove his rib cage.
I can't spell. That's why. I'm trying to look this one up. That too big for Marine Gaming because they're friendly. They.
Oh, I have an easier way to do that. Hold on. Don't type it. Hang on.
Okay. I was like, I'm a fast typer. I just spelled it one word wrong and it fucked me up. So can he do a deal or not? Because he pulled us out of a deal and then now he's crying about the things that they're doing because of it. Right?
You gonna hang up on me again?
Sure. If that's your kink. Guys, I have $20 left in my goal. I would appreciate it if we could get that accomplished. I have the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and the link trees in my bio. Thank you.
Yep. Shit, I'm dropping spoons.
Don't do that.
Just in case if anyone is aware, I did eat. So, yay.
All right.
I ate and I drank water.
Yes.
I ate water and drank food.
Right, yeah, but like, this is not an IAEA report.
Nope. So, again, unless he can find the actual report.
Right. Do you have the website for this report so that I can read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me go back onto it so I can find it for you. Let me see if I can get the link. I can't even copy and paste links in the YouTube.
I know.
Breakthrough Institute. Type in the Breakthrough Institute, Iran's nuclear activities explained, and then underneath it's the fog in this war is unusually thick.
This is not an IAEA report.
There is no report on this.
No, I know. I found it. This is not an IAEA report.
Is it a press briefing?
And just read the article. It's a very good article. It might educate you a little bit in the fogginess between the war, what we're doing with Iran, along with shipping weapons to Ukraine to defeat Russia, while also trying to defeat China in AI and technology race.
Right, but we're not
limit the Strait of Hormuz so China gets 25% of their oil restricted. It's all the big game plan to defeat China in the long run. We take out Iran, then we can go after China's economy. It's what it is.
But
North Korea's a small threat. Yes, they have nukes.
Just do a deal. But we could just do a deal with Iran instead, right?
Well,
like
they don't want to do a deal. They've been trying to do deals forever. They've been doing deals with George Bush, with Obama, with Biden. They don't do deals.
They
do.
They do.
Fractured regime.
You have not shown me. Now, again, you have not shown me where they broke the deal that we were a part of with them. They did not break that deal.
So which part of Iran? Iran, whatever. Which part of their government wants to do a deal with us? Because they're so fractured right now. You have one that is completely radical religious sect that's controlling the military right now.
I love when you guys answer questions. I love when you guys ask questions.
I just want to know which side we're doing a deal with. Because right now Iran is so fractured. There's two governments.
I love when you guys ask questions and you don't let me answer.
That's the only thing I can find.
Yes, it's fractured, but before it was fractured, they had the Ayatollah who was in charge, who was sending people to do deals with the administration, right? They were meeting with them, and then we decided to Israel, decided to bomb them, so we decided to bomb them anyways. They were sitting at the table willing to have talks and do a deal, right?
So willingness to have talks. When has the talks ever constricted to an actual agreement that both sides will do, or is it just
how long
passing and buying time?
How long do you think an agreement takes?
Okay, so when they do these talks, it's just passing time for them to build up their military, to blockade the Strait, to harass our allies.
When did they block the
to
Strait?
harass
Did they
Saudi
block the
Arabia,
Strait
to
before the
harass
talks?
Qatar, to
Did they
harass
block?
all these
Did they
people.
block the Strait before the talks? Or before
They
the?
have harassed ships. They have technically didn't block it, like physically block
So they didn't
it.
block the Strait until we started bombing them, right? Brett Raiders,
So
welcome
they
in.
physically blocked the Strait, yes. Physically, yes. Until we started bombing them, yes. Physically.
Okay.
After, yes.
Okay.
But beforehand, they were
talking.
harassing our neutral countries in the area, which now they're turning to our allies because of what we're doing now.
They're not.
They are. Saudi Arabia's our ally. You Democrats don't want Saudi Arabia to be our ally because they like killing journalists.
Since when is the Saudis? Since when is the Saudis our allies? I guess
right
we
now
forgot.
they're on Trump's side.
I guess we forgot,
Right
Olive,
now they're
as a
on Trump's
millennial.
side.
As a millennial, I guess we forgot. I totally would never forget.
I didn't think that Saudi Arabia was ever an
Forget
ally
what?
to the U.S. They're an ally.
Oh, you
to
forgot?
Trump.
We were supposed to never forget.
Oh,
interesting.
well,
Forget what? That's
we
the
did
Saudis.
forget that, though.
The Saudis from 9/11 piloted those planes. There's no evidence to show that the Saudis harbored those pilots.
But
the 9/11 Commission report said Saudi Arabia had not. The government of Saudi Arabia had nothing to do with it.
They funded what?
The 9/11 Commission report said that.
Okay. So now they're our allies, so it's fine because they gave Trump money. It's fine.
They're only allies to Trump.
Okay, so that's 25 years from now, from that incident, that horrendous, that changed the whole world to why we're split today.
So we do move on. Okay.
That's why we're split.
Of course we move on, because now there's a bigger threat.
They're not a bigger threat. There is no proof that they are a bigger threat. You could have had
China
talks
is
with
the
them.
biggest threat.
And
China
he
is the
doesn't
biggest
care about
threat.
that. And what is China doing in way of spying?
The way of what?
In way of spying. In way of hacking and spying. What are they doing?
Explain to me. I don't know where this is going.
China has been found to be infiltrating our information and spying on us. And what did Donald Trump respond? Sure. And what did Donald Trump? I agree. I think you did say that earlier. What did Donald Trump respond with when he was asked about what we're doing about that?
Please don't tell me you're taking what Trump's saying to the public on what he's doing with
It's his decision.
Please,
he's the one.
Don't. Please don't. Oh my God.
What does he say?
Are you really taking?
So now
are you
it's
really
going to
taking
be
Trump for his word?
Yeah, actually, when it comes to this, yeah, because he says that him and President Xi are friends. Him and President Xi are friends.
Now I'm going to get emotional.
Him and President Xi are friends. So
stop. Do you really think the president of the United States is going to go out in public and say what we're doing with our counterintelligence to the public?
Yes, because he told.
What? Are you fucking out of your mind?
Because
are
you know why?
insane?
You know why? Because he also told.
Are you
He also
insane?
said when we did Operation Midnight Fury, he also said where the B-2 bombers came from. Absolutely, I think he would violate OPSEC because he's not smart.
He's done it more than once. He did it during his first term.
Do you think Trump is smart enough?
I have absolutely no words for you.
Do you think Trump is smart enough to not violate OPSEC? He said where the B-2 bombers were landing after they committed Midnight Fury. Do you think that was smart? Do you think it's smart to talk about all the shit that you're going to be putting in this bunker ballroom and exactly what it is going to bulletproof glass and drone-proof whatever so that you can tell your enemies exactly what they're going to need to bomb you? Do you think that that's helpful?
Do you know everything that he said in this war is all distraction techniques?
Distraction for what?
Do you know that?
Distraction for what?
Do you know that when Trump said that he was negotiating with Iran for 2 weeks, there is intelligence out there that said it relaxed the Iranian government so they can all physically come out of the ground and meet in the same place so Israel can bomb them and kill them? Do you know that was all planned? All the stuff that he's saying is meant for a reason.
He doesn't
It's
know
not
that.
meant for us
He
as the
doesn't
public.
know that. You're
You
giving him
guys
way
are
too much
just eating
credit.
it up.
You're giving him
eating
way.
it up.
You're giving him way too much credit. I don't think he knew
There
that.
is no president in the history of the world that's going to talk to us about his counterintelligence and what he's actually doing with China to the
but
public.
he does. I agree, but
But
he does.
You just said
he
it.
does.
You just said, oh,
he
Trump
does.
just said this, so I have
He
to
did.
believe him.
He did. He did. He said it is what it is. He said it is what it is. We do it to them. They do it to us.
What he's
It
gonna
is what it
say,
is.
Because he's not going to
No.
tell us the truth.
What would you do? Well, would you
That's
cut?
his job.
Would you cut funding? Hold on. would you cut funding from the organizations that do the counterterrorism online for China? Would you do that? That's not words.
You don't work in the government, lady. You don't.
Would you
neither
cut
do
the
I.
funding?
There
Would you
are
cut the
moving
funding?
funds from
Would you
each
cut
department.
you would move it from the department that does counterterrorism for hacking? You would do that?
Because if they don't need the funds
They don't
to do what they're supposed to do,
They don't need the funds
they
to
can
do what they're
move it
supposed
to
to do.
somewhere else that needs the funding.
The pretzeling is wild. Anything you can do
It's
to
not
not
pretzeling.
It is pretzeling. It is absolute
It's not.
coping. It is coping to the highest
am
motherfucking
exhausted
degree.
talking to
You
you.
should be. You should be because you brought up bullshit, a bullshit article that had
Oh,
nothing
no,
to
because
do.
you muted me 4 times because
I
I'm doing
muted you 4
facts
times.
with you.
No, because you
Yes,
pulled up
I
an
am.
article, not a report. You pulled up an article, not a report, and you even admitted
That's
in
based
that
on reports.
that
If you scroll down,
even
you'll see where
admitted
you got the information from.
Yes, where they enriched 60% after Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA. They never violated it under Obama. Nobody can cite me a report that says that they did. This is shit that you say so you can excuse your violence porn of bombing Muslim people. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
That's it, that's all?
Yep. That's it. That's all.
All you guys want to do.
So when China and all them have all this power and they have allies in different regions of territories near our allies, you're just going to say, oh, because we didn't kill some civilians, that's fine. They can bomb the shit out of everybody.
Civilians aren't.
Is that what it
doing
is? So if you had a chance to end the war in Ukraine, which I know you are for Ukraine right now.
Of course I am. Why wouldn't
So
you
if we had the chance to blow the shit out of Russia, but there's civilians near Putin,
No.
you would say, nah.
No, you would give the weapons to the front line where they're actually fighting. You wouldn't bomb.
So front line. So you
St.
put
Petersburg.
boots on the ground.
You wouldn't fucking bomb
You put
St.
boots
Petersburg.
on the ground.
You wouldn't double tap a school with hundreds of Iranian schoolgirls in it, would you? With really
So
direct
you would put
tomahawks,
boots on-
would you? You would not do that.
So
No,
if
I
you
said
were
send
in
the
the chair-
weapons. You didn't listen to what I said. I said you would send them the weapons to the front line. I never said boots on the ground. This is how I know you don't listen. Men just hear what the fuck they want to hear. You wouldn't double tap St. Petersburg twice, would you? No, that's stupid. I'm done with you. Don't call again. I have enough now that I don't have to give a fuck about that. W's to trademark for the 538. Trademark, get that change out of here. Also, dude is triggered. W trademark, thank you so much. Even better, Oya. Oya, I love you. I needed that. I needed that today, Oya. I'm gonna wear a special titty shirt for you tomorrow, Oya.
Oh shit, tomorrow is Titty Out Tuesday.
Tomorrow is Titty Out Tuesday. Now I have to block your number until tomorrow because you can call tomorrow, but you're done today. W Oya for the $20 for close out that goal and get you something nice, maybe something see-through. And I wish I could find a way if you guys could see it. Like, it's Shaq's face winking at me.
I love that. W Oya, W trademark.
W Oya. So I will wear something nice for you tomorrow, boo. Thank you. W Oya, W trademark. Thank you guys for completing out that goal. We've got like 15 minutes left. I
want to explain this to everyone. Okay? So, 2017 Oval Office meeting with the Russian officials. Report said Trump shared highly sensitive intelligence about the ISIS obtained from an ally. Critics called it an OPSEC risk because it could expose intelligence sources. I don't know if anyone else remembers this. I remember it because my brother was currently deployed at that point in time. There were bounties on our military members' heads while we were in Afghanistan. Number 2, the satellite image of a tweet in Iran in 2019, Trump posted a highly resolution U.S. surveillance image of an Iranian launch site.
Sorry, Matt, hold on.
Revealed capabilities of U.S. spies.
Thanks for calling the stream. Hold for 1 second for me.
There's multiple. There's one in 2018. This president has not only violated OPSEC, this president has violated the safety of our troops and our military families.
Also, W's to Olive, because Olive was the one who sent that change and got that change in here. So W's to Olive for that. And also W's to Matt. I almost forgot. And that was one of my favorite comments of the day. W to Matt for the 5. Matt said, since caller won't pay for your Dom services, Matt will. So thank you, Matt. Thank you for paying for the Dommy Mommy. We appreciate that.
By the way, the only thing I could find was something sent May 31st of 2025. Anything for the IAEA.
Yep, that's all I can find too.
That's it.
Thank you for holding. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
You really are a moron.
Oh, you made a whole new number to call me with. Men don't understand consent. Aw, sweetheart. Baby,
They bombed Iran. Why did all civilians go out?
I have special links for your Dommy Mommy services, honey. Don't make new numbers to call me. You're done.
Consent is crazy, Ari, but you know what?
But let me be clear. Let me be clear. Here's the problem is the duopoly, is the binary, is the black and white nature with which you live. That's the problem. Nobody here is defending the Iranian regime. Nobody here is defending what they do to their people. What we are saying is that there were pathways to reach a deal. We had a deal. Donald Trump could have just left it the fuck alone. We would have been at the point of renegotiating it last year. That's what could have been could have done, right? You could have done that. But instead, what he did was he made it that I don't like this deal, so I'm going to pull out completely, loosen their reins, take the leash off, and make it so that they can do whatever they want, which, by the way, they still actually abided by the JCPOA for another year and a half to 2 years before Donald Trump put sanctions on them, when they then decided that they were going to start enriching. As far as we knew, they enriched up to 60%. Yes, it is more than you need for nuclear energy, but also the Ayatollah had a religious fatwa on making a nuclear weapon, saying that they were not going to. Their religious doctrine claimed they were not going to. You don't want to believe them, you don't have to believe them. That's why we would have been great to keep a deal that allowed us to go in and monitor them. I don't know, maybe the JCPOA would have been a great idea to stick around. The duopoly is this did not need to happen if he was just a better fucking leader, but he's not.
Again, I want any single Trump supporter who decides to call and wants to talk about Iran, you have to explain to me why Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA. That's it. Tell me what made the deal so bad. Why did we pull out of it? I can tell you why. And it's very easy, but I'm not going to say because then I get in trouble. Because I'm not supposed to give you guys the answer. But W. Brett Raiders for coming in, guys. Make sure we're booping, sharing, doing all the wonderful things. Those rosas need to be taken out. If you guys can send those with your little coin thingies. As you can see, goals have been met, but that doesn't mean you can't stop spoiling some of your favorite content creators. Links are in both bios. Make sure we're giving all the love and support. And at least can we get these shares up? We're at 94 shares. If you hold down the screen, you can share it to at least 50 people. Go ahead and do that. I want to see those numbers go up. Also, Monty is multi-streaming, so if you have not checked her out on the Cube or on the Purple Witch app, links are in her bio. And same thing with Steve. You guys want to go ahead and give us some love and support.
All right. I am going to get to this, though. Again, the goal, a deal. We can't just bomb them forever. We can't just bomb ambition forever. And actually, all you're doing is you're just increasing their ambition. So that's great. Good job. I love that. So, Adam Smith asks Hegseth, what is the plan? And he does what you all do, which is talk about the past.
Mr. Hurst, drag you into the conversation here. We have not yet received from the Pentagon the costs of the war. So just for the record, we'd like to get that as soon as possible. Certainly the munitions expended, but also
which we did get. We saw that video.
We've had a fair amount of equipment destroyed, including 2 C-130s with the rescue of our downed airmen. So do you have either a cost estimate coming to us anytime soon?
By the way, just a question. Not that I'm putting it on the pilot to have to, but I have been wondering, where is this saved pilot? Why haven't they gone on any morning shows or anything to talk about their story?
Well, also in that same breath, they said that there was a second one that was missing as well. I don't know if you remember that.
They said that they got them both, but yeah.
I mean, all we've gotten has been AI generated photos of said quote unquote saved pilot. So who knows?
Where are they?
Or B, a specific supplemental request?
Thank you for that question. So approximately at this day, we're spending about $25 billion on Operation Epic Fury. Most of that is munitions. There's part of that it's obviously O&M and equipment replacement. We will formulate a supplemental through the White House that will come to Congress once we have a full assessment of the cost of the conflict.
Sure. So you're saying the full cost at this point is $25 billion?
Yeah, that's our estimate for the cost.
Okay, interesting, because I'm glad you answered that question because we've been asking for a hell of a long time and no one's given us the number. So if you could get those details over to us, that would be great. Mr. Secretary, you mentioned the nuclear aspect of Iran and the war. And it is worth noting that every president prior to this one, including President Trump in his first term, also prevented Iran from getting a nuclear weapon without actually having to go to war in Iran. So we need to keep that in mind. But also, since the war started, Iran's nuclear arsenal has not been weakened.
Mark, I play with my hair
in
too
any
much.
way. And at the moment, in negotiations, what Iran is saying, basically pay us to open up the strait. That's their position, which is completely untenable. I agree. It's worth noting, of course, that the strait was open before the war started. Now we're negotiating to get back to status quo. And Iran's most recent offer is to say, we'll talk about nukes later. So what is the plan to actually turn all of this lethal kinetic action into an improvement in the nuclear situation? Because we haven't gotten there yet. Play it out for us. How does that happen? How does it actually lead to that result?
So in case you're watching me play with my hair and not... This one, I'm sorry, this one bothers me. When the color starts, it's a fidget thing. Get over it. I have the tism. Fuck off. I have clinical depression, you cunt. All right, so when... if you're watching me play with my hair and not actually listening, that's what he just asked, right? He just asked, what's the plan, okay? What's the plan to keep away from a nuclear Iran?
Well, I would take issue with the premise of the question that nothing was done. Operation Midnight Hammer was a very effective...
Oh, I didn't say nothing was done. I said in this war.
Ultimately,
this war started.
well, under this administration, unlike other administrations, which cut bad deals and pallets of cash with no ability to oversee whether Iran is actually pursuing a nuclear program. So if we want to litigate JCPOA or the Iran deal, our view, the president's view, is that was a very bad deal.
Okay.
That gave them a bunch of money up front.
What's the future?
That's the past. That is the past. Because guess what? You can't go back and realize your mistake and realize that you fucked up by pulling out. Okay, that's the past. Now what?
You talked about negotiated deals. Allowed them to fund their proxies and spread Hamas and Hezbollah all around the region, build up nuclear capabilities.
That's great. What are we going to do now?
President Trump has been clear-eyed, from the killing of Qasem Soleimani to the pulling out of the Iran deal to Midnight Hammer and now to this effort to recognize that you have to stare down this kind of enemy who's hell-bent on getting a nuclear weapon and get them to a point where they're at the table giving it up in a way that ensures they never have it.
So they haven't broken yet. Okay, we haven't gotten there yet.
And we played it, which I'll play it again, because we played this on Thursday. This is the biggest thing. This is where Hegseth fucked up. Keeps talking about this imminent threat, this imminent threat, this imminent threat, and then we move to ambition, just like the caller did. Real quick, though, I didn't get a chance to because of emotional man-bitch caller. W to the TikTok chat. You guys, we are at 126,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support. Thank you guys for knocking out the goal. Thank you guys for lighting up the gift gallery on day one of the week. Like, really, it's a great start to the week. It's such a great welcome back. I know that I ditched you guys on Friday because I felt like trash, which, by the way, W's to Juicy Juice Godfrey for fulfilling my goal on Friday, even though I was not here. I forgot to do that. I apologize. W's to Juicy Juice Godfrey for clearing my goal on Friday. Thank you. So I appreciate you guys supporting me even when I have to be human and I get sick from my 2 little Petri dishes. So thank you guys so much.
For all of the...
Well, their nuclear facilities have been obliterated. Underground, they're buried, and we're watching them 24/7. So we know where any nuclear material
reclaiming
might be.
My time for
we're
just
watching
a quick second here. We had to start this war, you just said, 60 days ago, because the nuclear weapon was an imminent threat. Now you're saying that it was completely obliterated?
They had not given up their nuclear ambitions, and they had a conventional shield of thousands of missiles.
So Operation Midnight Hammer accomplished nothing of substance. It left us at exactly the same place we were before. So much so that
their facilities were bombed and obliterated. Their ambitions continued, and they're building a conventional shield.
Let me try.
You could bomb ambition forever, by the way. So I guess we're never leaving.
Again.
It's the North Korea strategy. You know this very well. The North Korea strategy was use conventional missiles to prevent anybody from challenging them so they could slow walk their way to a weapon. President Trump saw Iran at its weakest moment, took an action to ensure, in a way that only the United States of America could do with our Israeli partners,
and yet
to ensure
their
conventional shield was
was
brought
one
to
other
heel,
question,
which we've done.
if I could get to it. So on Ukraine, a year plus ago, your advice, the president's advice, was Ukraine had no cards to play. They should go cut the best possible deal they could. Clearly that was wrong. What did you miss? What did you miss about the conflict between Russia and Ukraine that you didn't see that Ukraine was going to be capable of doing what they've done in the last 14 months?
What we didn't miss, and we're here in this committee, is that Joe Biden, with no accountability, gave hundreds of billions of dollars of our weapons to Ukraine, to an outcome that never would have happened if President Trump was president. So he pulled out our, you guys don't talk about that. Ultimately, President Trump believes there should be a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. That serves
but you
the best
didn't expect
interests of both
Ukraine to
parties.
be where they're at right now. I'm asking you, just from a strategic standpoint,
Listen,
what
I
did
think the
you miss?
Ukrainians have shown great courage, and I appreciate that Europe is now paying for any weapons that we provide.
All right, I yield back. Thank you.
Again, we did not get an answer. He says, yeah, Trump wants a peace deal. And that's going to look like what? Because all I've ever heard him say is, we don't need a deal. I don't need to make one. I don't need one. Interesting. Okay, so I did want to get to this one while the little bit of time I have left. Thank you guys. Keep doing the things. So we played it on here. Soldiers who kept their identities hidden, which is fair. Did a report to CBS. They were the ones who were at the base in Kuwait. Okay. Kuwait, right? Yeah, I think it was Kuwait. I don't think it was Qatar. Was it Kuwait? Oh God. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played that video, but yes, Kuwait. Thank you, Adi. Who they were attacked after Israel and the United States attacked Iran, right? After that, Iran sent missiles in, and Pete Hegseth tried to explain it away as saying it was a squeaker, I guess they're called, or something like that. Or no, it was worse than that. Squeaker, maybe. And that it just got through, right? It got through the defenses, and that they were aptly prepared. And the soldiers came out and said, no, we were not. We were not prepared. We were not told that this was a possibility. We were not ready. And so this is Ryan talking to Hegseth and asking him about the fact that your stories are differing. Are you calling the soldiers liars?
Maximize across the theater.
Let's talk about what defenses they had. Prior to the attack, officers on the ground knew our troops were vulnerable. In fact, they requested additional force protection. Did they receive it?
Wherever humanly possible, force protection and counter UAS was always
time.
made available.
They did not. In fact, when asked to describe the base's defense, one survivor who's come forward from the unit said, quote, I would put it in the none category. From a drone defense capability, none. So let's be clear, no counter-drone capabilities, no counter-rocket systems, no counter-mortar or counter-artillery, not even the basic overhead protection that you and I had 20 years ago in Iraq, and now 6 of our soldiers are dead. The next day, you downplayed the attack. You said it was a squirter that squeaked through fortified defenses.
That's what it was. It was worse than that. It was squirter. It wasn't squeaker. I apologize.
But
oh, wait. I don't apologize.
Insight. That erection.
But since then, thankfully, brave survivors have come forward to set the record straight. One of our surviving soldiers told CBS, quote, painting a picture that one squeaked through is a falsehood. Another said the unit was, quote, unprepared to provide any defense for itself. It was not a fortified position. Another survivor said the building's protection was about as weak as one gets. Secretary Hegseth, that is obviously in direct contradiction to what you said from the Pentagon podium the next day. So are you saying that these soldiers, our soldiers who survived this horrific attack, are lying?
What I'm saying is before the commencement of the conflict, we put in maximum defensive posture we could.
That's a direct
We
contradiction
moved
to
70
what they said.
in this directing. Can I speak, or are you just going to monologue falsehoods all over the place?
It's not a falsehood.
We moved 7,500 troops.
Right there. All that he did was repeat what the soldiers were saying is that they were not prepared. They were not told to prepare. They were not ready. Pete Hegseth is starting his sentence by saying they were prepared. And so he says, wait. He's trying to take his time back. Wait, because the soldiers didn't say that. And Pete Hegseth just said, you're spreading falsehoods. So are the soldiers lying? He is accusing armed service members of lying. That's what he's doing. Hi, Ari.
Hi. I wanted to share a quick prediction, right? Because, I'm still keeping up on all of the live updates. All right. Donald Trump sent a letter to Congress on May 1st saying that this effort is done. We're done. No worries. We don't need the 30-day review time. We're actually not going to, but we're not going to take our soldiers out of the area. All of our ships are still there. We're good. We're gravy, though. And so now, I don't know if anyone missed it this morning, and I don't know if you talked about it because I was gone for about 30 minutes, but we're now, quote, escorting ships through the strait, which... One ship was fired upon. A Korean ship is literally on fire in the strait while being escorted through with U.S. Service members. So Iran also was firing at the U.S. And guess what the U.S. did? We sunk 6 of the ships, according to the United States. Donald Trump is going to use the cover of what's happening, the fact that he never withdrew any of the troops, to say that the 60-day clause restarts now.
Yep.
That is my prediction. He's going to say that it restarts the clause. I'm going to be very clear, guys. Legal experts are going to dispute this. I am not a legal expert, and I will be very clear on that one. But I will be very clear on this part as well. Our troops never withdrew. So therefore, that is not true.
Right.
Because they are still there, they're still in the area, we are still running operations in the sea specifically. The 60-day clause does not start over. In order for him to continue this, he is going to need to talk to Congress about a 30-day extension to get the troops withdrawn or a War Act approval.
That's the way it is. Okay, we're going to finish this video up.
That's just my permit.
No, yeah, I agree.
Okay, I drop back down.
Okay.
Who sent me a donut? Thank you, Nancy. Okay, bye.
Love you, Ari.
Reclaiming my time. Based on the intel.
Stop.
Based on the intel.
Stop. Reclaiming my time.
Because you yell doesn't make you right. Just because you yell doesn't make you right.
He's reclaiming his time. You won't shut up so he can reclaim his time. It's his time.
My time on behalf of these survivors. You just said what they said is a falsehood.
There's a much larger picture.
True?
There's a much larger picture at play here that included integrated air defenses, bunkers, moving people off the
Then why, Mr. Secretary,
to ensure that they were not part of the target. We moved those troops and all across the theater, thousands of troops off the X, off of their bases, because we knew what Iran was going to try to strike, and we knew there could be a tragic moment. There could be a tragic moment where something could get through. Of course, that's the consequence of conflict, and we remember those 6 every single day.
I want to finish.
But don't play games with.
I'm not playing games. I want to finish with one more quote from a survivor of the attack, and I put this on the record. Telling the truth is important, and we're not going to learn from these mistakes if we pretend these mistakes didn't happen. Secretary Hegseth, those soldiers told the truth. Those soldiers are braver than you are.
I commend them.
They are asking for accountability. They deserve accountability, and I'm asking for the same, starting with you. And as I said a year ago, you need to resign immediately.
I commend those soldiers.
I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
You commend those soldiers. You just called them liars. But sure. All right. That's where we're going to stop today. We did not get through the rest of Hegseth, but we had a very emotional man. So you know what? That happens. That's okay. We'll see if we can get through it. I have so much. I can't. We will keep trying. Trucking through. Keep trying to get through because we're going to hold them accountable. Not just Trump, but the administration as a whole. Their incompetence. It's wild. Why aren't you asking them to be better? Why aren't you asking them to do better? You do not need to cheerlead. The most unpatriotic thing you can do is cheerlead them. The most patriotic thing you can do is critique them and make sure that they are striving to make this country better. That's the best things that you can do. All right. I'm going to go through my thank yous, and then we're going to get ready, and we're going to go raid Mia. So let me get thank yous to Monday. Thank you to Oya. Thank you to Trademark twice. Thank you to Olive. Thank you to Ari. And then let's go over here. Thank you to Matt, and thank you to Joe. Thank you guys so much for your support today, knocking out that goal. Thank you to Trademark, and to, let me go through my gift gallery, because I know that most of it was Trademark, but I also had thank you to Chicky, thank you to Donnie, thank you to Matt, and definitely thank you to Trademark for lighting up that gift gallery. Oh, there was the special gifts too. I got it. Thank you, Dragons, Kelton. Thank you, Sparky, as well. Thank you guys so much for lighting up that gift gallery. So I want to see y'all in Mia. So over here on TikTok, there's 158 of you, okay? We are going to go to Mia, okay? I would like you, it's Maniacal Mia. I need you guys to go over there, and I need you to support. Support the same way you support me. I want to see taps upwards of 100,000. I want to see heart me's. I want to see gift goals being accomplished. Let's support these good conversations. Thank you, Audie, so I can pin that. Oh, you did it. So Maniacal Mia, that's who we're going to go over on TikTok. Make sure we are supporting her, and getting her numbers up. She's having important conversations. And I think that we need to be supporting those people in our community who do that. So do a Monty right over there. I will see you guys tomorrow for Titties Out Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. I appreciate you guys so much and your support, and we will be back tomorrow to go through this outline again, to go through Hexeth again, to ensure that we are keeping them accountable. I love y'all so much. Goodbye. All right. Twitch, you are going to have to either go onto TikTok or onto YouTube and get redirected. I'm going to try and redirect you over here on YouTube, guys. It's Maniacal Mia as well. She said she's up on the tube, so let me see if I can get her. It just says upcoming, though. Why does it just say upcoming? If she's live, hold on. Let me go, not that. Let me go on my own, see if I have her in here right. Is she live on? Not seeing her live. Maybe she's not. She said she was up on the tubes, but I don't see her. But, okay, so what we're going to do is do, yeah, the void have you on the libs. I see her, but I don't see her. Hold on a second, please. 1 second. Mommy's still doing. Okay, I'm going to put it in so that when she starts, we can go there.